So go on mute.
Okay.
Y'all don't hear us. Pull up a seat and motherfucking listen. Pull up a seat and motherfucking listen.
Pack your bag, time to go home.
Talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our grind, we outside on it. While y'all fools on the outside looking, y'all show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect and just fly on.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect and just fly on.
You landed on the tarmac, fresh off the boat. Talking about y'all building nothing, man, you choking on the note. My ancestors the reason that this country even breathes. Picked the cotton, built the White House, planted the seed. Jim Crow laws, redlined the map, we was the target. You think that struggle's a costume, man, you can't mark it. We fought the wars, we bled the blood, we died for our future's chance. And you come here and give our legacy a side eye while throwing shade on the guard. While you benefit from doors we kicked down with our last breath. Now you spit on the architects who stared down death. Disrespectful, that's disrespectful, ungrateful, a slap in the face to only people who gave a fuck. So let me show your ungrateful ass to the right place.
Pack your bags, time to go home.
Talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our ground and we outside on it. While y'all fools on the outside looking, y'all show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect and just fly on.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect and just fly on. Passport, the visa, the privilege to be here. Cause my grandma did march for y'all, so disappear from our land. You cosplaying our pain. Think it's a trend you can borrow, but you ain't inherit the ghosts of our sorrow. We the foundation, the bedrock, the soil, and the root. You not no branch on our tree, and unproductive people always cosplaying me.
Talking about we ain't do nothing, you lost your mind. We built this from nothing, time after time.
From the beginning to now, we been the backbone and muscle. Why you look down on the struggle and cause a whole tussle? That energy spot was disgusting, it's whack. So let's make it clear, there's no turning back.
This land is paid for in full.
In blood, sweat, and tears, and dreams deferred.
You don't get to come into a house we built from the dirt and telling Black America y'all ain't worth nothing. That's a violation, facts.
Pack your bags, time to go home.
It's our soil on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
Show respect, this our ground, y'all just tenants on a leash.
Or get the step.
Show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, taking your business, I can just fly on.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, taking your business, I can just fly on.
Yeah, fly little birdies.
Fly on back to where you came from.
This ain't for you. The sail is sacred.
We said what we said.
It's time
for y'all to go home. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far away from here. Bye bye little birds.
They thought we forgot, but we never forget. This one's for the roots. We built this land from dust and tears, 400 years, and we still here. They write new rules, but they don't see. Every freedom they got came off you and me. We planted seeds, they took the bloom. We lit the flame, they left the room. But we back now, no disguise. The spirit's woke, we realize. All we want is what we earn. That sweat and blood, yeah, that table turn. You can't buy culture, can't fake that fight. This is our day, this is our ride. We happy day. Say it loud, say it strong. We the heartbeat that's been here all along. Foundational Black American, stand tall. We ain't begging for nothing, we built that all. Born from pain and grace, you can see the truth written in our face. We the soul, the sound, to fight the flame. Foundational Black Americans, say our name. They love our rhythm, but they dodge our blues. Use our voice when it fits their news. They take our sound, but not our scars. We the backbone, we the stars. Now the veil is gone, the mask is clear. We see the game, we know it's here. No more silence, no more lies. We lift that flag and watch it rise. Rise up, rise up. We the ones that made this nation breathe. Our veins are power, our roots are trees. We know worlds. It's rhythm and grace shows, and now we're reclaiming our rightful place. Can't copy courage, can't steal pain. You can't inherit soul by changing names. Our story ain't done, it's the revival. We guard the gate, it's about survival. We FBA, say it proud, say it loud. The world dances on what we vow. Foundational Black Americans, still we stand, still we fight, still we demand. Every block, every song, we've been right here all along. The soul of a people strong and free. Foundational Black Americans. We the first, we the root, we the fire. Still rising, still here. Foundational Black American.
We set the tone and they copy the cadence. Dance to our drums and deny the foundation. Wear the style but don't honor the source. Smile in the crowd and you distance and force. Say you not us but you rap like we breathe. Take the rhythm, then fuse the receipts. I ain't mad, I'm just holding the glass. Showing the mirror, now answer it back. I ain't here to cancel nobody. Just keep it honest, keep it solid. If you eat from the table we built, don't act surprised when we guard it. Do you like that? Do you like that? When I flip your sound and I ride like that. Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? But that's how it feel when you borrow my culture and act like we never matter. Hip hop.
Mike Larry. Now this shit here, it's what I see it is. We're not fighting your battles. We're not carrying your fear. We're not lending our history to people who erased us while we were here. Just cause you're born here, don't make you FBA. That makes you a citizen, learn the difference today. This is lineage, not a look you can wear, not a costume you borrow when it benefits you there. You used our culture like an access card, backstage pass, a straight facade, but now the mirror's in your face. No disguise, and you're uncomfortable looking truth in the eyes. We didn't leave our land to beg for a chance. We stayed, we fought, we took every advance. That's the separation, that's the line you cross. We paid the price, you learned the cost. You waving your flag on our soil, but fighting not to go back home. Waving your flag on our soil, building comfort on a foundation you didn't own. We waving our flag, red, black, and gold. Stood our ground, never sold. You waving your flag on our soil, but scared to build what you claim you love. Our humor, our style, the way we move, the smoothness, the sound, the things we prove. Music we birth, language we shape, innovation forged under constant escape. Warrior spirit means stay and defend, not flee your land and rewrite the end. You call it success, but don't confuse the two. Ease came after what we went through. You abandoned your land and called it strategy. You wave that flag loud, but won't return to build your legacy. That contradiction tells the story for you. You waving your flag on our soil, or fighting not to go back home. We waving ours where we were forged, every inch earned, every brick known. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We know who we are, and now we see who you are too. Just because y'all born here doesn't make you FBA at all. It makes you an American citizen. It's biologically impossible to be us, because it's a lineage, not some damn costume you can just put on to look cool. You immigrants and immigrant Americans has used our culture as an access card, a backstage pass to our culture. Now y'all have to look in the mirror. Our sense of humor, the aesthetics, mannerisms, the style of dress, the smoothness, the creativity, our genres of music, innovativeness, our slang, our warrior spirit by staying on our homeland and fighting and not fleeing to somebody else's land to beg for a better life and shit on the very people who fought to have us there. That's who we are. And we know who the hell y'all are waving your flag on our soil and fighting to make sure y'all don't go back.
You can't leech off our culture anymore. Beat it!
Do it.
Mike Larry, man, you did it again. We really making history. Let's go.
Do you like that? Do you like that? Flip your sound, how you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Say it loud, don't walk it back. Do you like that?
Do you like that?
You grew up mimicking us, now y'all switch it up. Turn the carbon copy, y'all ain't black, what the fuck? It's funny y'all connecting to our culture like it's Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Surfing on our waves of our culture, no more agua. Killing my culture for all these years. Look how time flies, all these colonizers in disguise. While still hate us outside. Study doctor, vampires, suck the blood of our guilt. They copy the flavor, sip the juice. Love the results, hate the truth. Who? Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Flip your sound. How you like that? Do you like that? Democratic shields, talking points, the road they fill. Fish and chips, agent on the mic, judging FBAs, but ain't you half white? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Talking like you one of us, we need a pool face. The agent type, the prune face, like 50 and Jim. It's a cold game, throwing stones cause we build our own lane. I'm joking, kinda, but I mean, smile calm, pressure intact. Y'all proud where y'all from, where they flag, beat they drum. But when it's us, tone switch fast. Same pride, but it's too much. FBA pride, lineage solid. You can't put this on, can't try it on. Built here, stayed and fought, that's the difference. That's the car. Do you like that? Do you like that? Say it clear, don't twist the facts. Do you like that? Yeah. Do you like that? Do you like that? Point made. No edit. No care.
You know, erasing history is something that you have to do when it comes to conquest, domination, and destroying a people. If people knew who they were, and what they were capable of,
Rizza Islam,
ability or our likelihood of doing in the future.
Foundation of Black Americans, we've always had a culture of resistance. We cultivated a culture of resistance on this land, and we've been resisting ever since we've encountered European domination.
But nothing was really popping in Europe until the transatlantic slave trade, and that's where they amassed a lot of wealth.
One thing that I think is unique about our culture as far as how we resist, how we fight back, is just the environment we were put in from day one. Being only 13% of the population, the white supremacists were very meticulous about keeping that population at a certain amount.
There was never a period when we did not resist the encroachment of the white man.
They have a natural behavior of authority no matter where they go. That's why they'll step up in front of us in the line at the store. We're not important. They don't even see us.
We've never been able to excel. We've never been able to relax. We've never been able to just be, which means that existence is resistance.
It must be something in our DNA, our historical background, to when something doesn't sit right with us, especially spiritually, in our souls and in our spirit, we just say no.
We live in resistance. You know, from the moment we're born, we're in resistance. And it's handed down generation to generation.
And so I think that cultural resistance is actually in our DNA, in our epigenetics, and then it blossoms out into the culture.
So there's almost nothing in America that we do, from song to dance to politics to the way we talk, the way we dress, having coded languages considered to be slang today. Everything about Black American culture is a form of resistance.
Of course, they want to always downplay our contributions to the global tapestry because they continue to act like our number one export in this country is not Black innovation.
Everyone understands that our resistance has been the cornerstone of what foundational Black Americans have always done. We are the life that breathes everything into this nation.
The further back you go, the further Black you go. It's just simple like that, brother.
Greetings, Black family, greetings. And thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. I'm your host, and we're joined with our other host, Lady Che. And we got our West Coast correspondent, Shabaka Sankoria, Shabaka's Black Spirits and Hounds in the building. Salute, Shabaka from the Mile High Income City. And on this season 6, episode 14, part 1 of the Front Line Blacc News, we'll be discussing several topics. The first one is, of course, those tangibles. Continue to demand something tangible for your vote, Black family, all the way between now and 2100. So the days are over of us just voting just to be voting, or us being shamed into voting. If we're going to vote, it's because we have an agenda and a cause, and that agenda is the Black agenda. And that cause is reparations in the form of direct lineage cash payments for past, present, and future atrocities that have been brought against our people and continue to be brought against our people in 2026. Then we got on this date, Black family, the assassination of Malcolm X. Malcolm X was assassinated exactly how many years, Shabazz? 71?
No, sir, that there would be 61.
61. Okay, I was off by 10. 61 years ago, our brother, our leader, our master teacher, Malcolm X was assassinated. So we got that. We got the assassination of Malcolm X, a little-known story. We want the truth uncovered. Malcolm X's daughter, what's her name? How do you say her name?
Ilyasah.
Ilyasah. Shabazz.
Ilyasah. Shabazz.
Ilyasah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Shabazz Bacc's probe into assassination. That's from 4 years ago. I don't know if there's an update on that, Shabazz. And then 20 forgotten Black inventors who shaped America. The luxury car that scared the police.
Oh, I'm very interested in hearing that one. Where can I buy one of them motherfuckers at?
Right. And then we got our brother Freddie D. Freddie D's death was yesterday in 1895. So how many years is that, Shabazz?
1895. Okay, that there would be 1995, 131 years, if my math is correct.
131 years ago, our brother Freddie D. Frederick Douglass died. So we got that. So we got Douglass from Slave to Statesman documentary. Then should Jesse Jackson's legacy be celebrated? If you ask me, I say no. But Jason Black had a whole different take on it tonight. So I'm kind of like torn right now because I'm like, I want to criticize him, but it's like, does my criticism outweigh my contribution? But I'm an activist too. So it's just like, I think I have the right to criticize him.
Okay, well, what they say in the fight game, Brother Che, go southpaw. You know what I'm saying? Jab with the right. But I want to make an opening statement here, Brother Che, in respect to our brother.
It's the intro.
Okay.
And then we got Boycott, Donald Trump's State of the Union. That's going to be on Tuesday. And join us this Tuesday for a brand new episode of Shabazz Black Spirits Enhanced. We'll more than likely be live streaming the State of the Union. So please make sure y'all tap in with us for that. And then
and if you don't tap in with us, that tells us that you watching Donald Duck Trump and his bullshit.
Yeah. And then we got so there's a nationwide backlash that builds ahead of the address. And if we have time, that goddamn culture vulture, that agent, DJ Vlad, disses Black Americans and says we would have to go back to Africa too. No, the fuck we wouldn't. And then we got Haitian woman said Black Americans are dirty. And we give the news from a Front Line and Black First perspective. We are a part of the new Blacc Media and also the new also the signal boosters of the new Blacc Media. We have been around for 6 seasons now and counting, and we have several platforms that are part of the Frontline campaign. Frontline Black News is the first one. We started back in 2020, 2021. And Shabazz Black Experience Enhanced is based on the 50th anniversary of the founding of the original Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. It started on Blog Talk Radio back in 2016 and have been around for 11 seasons now.
Yes, sir.
Experience Enhanced covers the Black experience from the beginning of time until 10 minutes ago. There's also a campaign that's recently, within the last 2 years, moved from Blog Talk Radio to StreamYard. Please make sure you like and share the broadcast, family. Please join us on StreamYard, YouTube, Frontline Black News. The links to all of our channels are in the description, including Frontline Black News, Frontline Black News 2, the backup channel. Hey, Black and Brown Americans are American. I don't know who the brown ones are, but yeah, definitely Black Americans are definitely Americans. Frontline Black News 2, the backup channel. Make sure y'all sub up to that channel. Then we got Jesse Parrish, aka Chain Krillin, my personal page. Make sure y'all sub up to that. That's where we stream all the city council meetings and local events in the area. Like I was at an event earlier, Democratic PO event. They're freaking out about the dump. They wouldn't even mention his name. They just kept that in the federal administration. Then we got the RBA.
Call that motherfucker the dump, as in human shit. And I want to make that perfectly clear, by the way.
Yeah, we need all the Americans, not just Trumpian Magians. Yeah, we need all of them. That's true. But there ain't no black and brown. We don't do that over here. But
No. You're on the wrong platform if you think we do that.
and then we got
I'm sorry, go ahead, brother Chase.
So intro. Then we got Cuzzle, we got Lady Chase channel, the RBA, the Revolutionary Agenda. Make sure y'all check that out. Then we got our Cuzzle off the Bay Area. Jay Militant was cracking TV with Jay Militant. Then we got Kool Keezy, our brother here out the Mile High, certified B1 salute, and a contributor to this platform.
Salute.
Him and donate to the Shabaka Fund. Kool Keezy's link is also in the description. Then we got he also usually used to do our intro track for the Front Line Blacc News as well. He's an
What's
MC.
up, Cool?
Then we got our brother Breeze Omega, who's in the building.
Breeze.
Virginia, in Virginia by way of New York. Shout out to Breeze Omega. Make sure y'all sub up to his channel as well. He was live earlier. Me and Lady Che were chopping it up with him and Big E. Then the Tersa,
I was out in the streets.
our brother out of Watts, California, who's now in Houston, Texas. Make sure y'all check him out as well. And last turn, now at least we got our young brother Black Truth United, who came up with the B1 Rolodex, which is an FBA and B1 platform for, not platform, but green book for FBA and Black First businesses. So make sure y'all check that out. The link to submit your business to the Rolodex is in the description. Then we got the petition for reparations. Make sure y'all sign that. We also have the Kickstarter link for Hidden Colors 6, which I just played the trailer for. And then we got Lady Chase GoFundMe. Make sure y'all donate to that if you can. And then we got copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. And I do not own the rights to the music. And if you don't understand racism, white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else you think you understand will only confuse you in all 9 or 10 areas of human activity, and that's economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. And some say health and nutrition, and all 9 areas of people or human activity. And that's by the late, great Neely Fuller Jr., who transitioned exactly a year ago at the age of 94, 95, produced Justice.
Full life.
And when you're a Black person or captured by any race soldier, you must never fuss, fight, or flee. Comply and defend yourself in court. Also, by Neely Fuller Jr., RIP to him, producejustice.com. And last but certainly not least, we got racism, white supremacy. It's conscious and subconscious behavior to maintain white genetic survival, to prevent white genetic annihilation. And that was by the late, great Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, our master teacher, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. May she rest in power. She transitioned exactly 10 years ago at the age of 80. And shout out to our FBA brother, Tariq Nasheed, preparing for her funeral, along with several others. So those are the topics. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. All right. What were you going to say, Shabaka?
Here we go. Tribute to Malcolm X. Okay. I was at this speech in 1962. I was just a tiny child. Who taught you to hate the color of your skin and the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose? Who taught you to hate yourself and to hate the things that God has given you? To go fry your hair to look just like the white man.
Well,
I had to get that out my system.
Okay.
Because I was at that speech there, and that speech there was in May 2nd, 1962. Also, too, it was a tragedy on this date in 1965, you know,
Yes.
when the minister was gunned down in front of his children and his wife.
Shabaka, get your goddamn hand out my pocket. Get your hand out my pocket, Shabaka.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, hey, man, get your hand out my pocket. Now, according to Brother Dick Gregory, before his transition, Okay. He was saying is that the angles of the rounds that killed Malcolm came from an upward angle as opposed to a downward angle, allegedly, where the assassins, had killed him.
It's just an
Also, okay. And what's Crew saying right here? Okay, I want to see what
Breeze. They having a
Oh,
conversation.
okay. And so therefore it was a tragedy as well too of in 1965 on this date right here.
You said
Okay.
61 years ago?
Okay. Yes, sir. It was 61 years ago.
Okay. But first we gotta get on these tangibles, Shabaki. So
Oh yeah. And on the tangibles, it is a debt that is owed. It's not a hangout. And I don't mean to step on you, Brother Che. I just had to get this out because I was arguing with some bastard on Facebook, man, about that very, very same issue. But please continue, brother.
All right, so I'm gonna read this like I've been reading for the past 7 years now, and that is the tangibles. Tangibles 2020, and now it's tangibles 2026, all the way to 2100. So back in 2019, our good brother Tariq Nasheed, who I mentioned earlier, came up with the hashtag tangibles 2020. And in it, he was detailing everything that we, meaning the foundational Black Americans, the people that built this country, were going to demand from the two-party system. So instead of 2020, it's 2026, but everything else remains the same. So we got the 2026 midterms in November. We got the next Denver election in 2027. And then we got the next presidential election in 2028. And foundational Black Americans are going to reject the 50-year-old plus, now it's like 55 years plus, malign neglect policy that has been implemented by the political system. This malign neglect policy mandates that Black Americans should be ignored and only mentioned in vague and non-specific terms, lumping foundational Black Americans into groups with minorities, immigrants, people of color, BIPOC, underserved, underprivileged, underrepresented, marginalized, downtrodden. What else, Lady Che? Communities of color, communities of interest, vulnerable, urban. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, urban, etc. has only hindered the progress of Black Americans as a group while providing tangible benefits for other groups. In the selection cycle, like I said, 2026 for the midterms, 2027 for the Denver and the LA elections, and 2028 for the next presidential election, Black Americans are going to insist that our needs are specifically met by politicians who are seeking our votes. Foundational Black Americans want tangible benefits, specifically for us. We do not want trickle down, secondary benefits that are provided for every group. Every group has not been systematically marginalized and disenfranchised in every area of society as foundational Black Americans. So we refuse to be lumped in with groups who often assist in the exploitation and disenfranchisement of Black Americans. So politicians must offer tangibles, specifically the foundational Black Americans, or we simply will not vote for them. Be sure to spread this message far and wide on social media using the hashtag tangibles2020. And since it's 2026, it's tangibles 2026. And next year, it'll be tangibles 2027. And in 2028, it'll be
2028, 2029.
All the way up to 2100. Tangibles.
Damn right.
And we in it for the long haul. We said this is going to be a marathon, not a sprint. We said that since the very beginning. And the marathon continues. RIP to Nipsey Hussle, CIP to Nipsey Hussle. And Kahari's in the building. Salute, Kahari.
Hey, Kahari.
We're not playing about our tangibles. So any politician that go for the local, state, and federal level, if they're seeking your vote and they're not offering you no tangibles, that mean specific lineage-based cash payments, reparations, an anti-Black hate crime bill, an anti-FBA hate crime bill, an end to qualified immunity in all 50 states, a tax-free exemption, and land grants, land allotments, specifically to our lineage group. Don't waste your time voting for them, Black family. So that's my thoughts on the tangibles. What are your thoughts, Lady Che?
Oh man, so many. I also want to say this. I want to say that you really need to really sit down and ask your local politicians what they intend to do specifically for foundational Black Americans. If you have a chance, actually make it a point to actually go and do it, because it's serious. It's that serious. Every race or buffer race or buffer people have their representatives. The Hispanics got their representatives. They got way more representatives than you even think.
They got a whole caucus.
Okay. The whites got their representatives. Asians have some representatives.
We have a caucus too, but it's full of tethers.
We do have a Black caucus. It's full of tethers, crews, and motherfucking shield. Nonetheless, we have now been eyes wide open that they don't have our best interests at heart. Now that we've got that understanding. So better late than never, you know what I mean? But at least you're coming on board. Now, tangibles is something you can feel, touch, hold them accountable, and don't get boggled down by the pleasantries and the pandering. When they're running for election, they'll say anything to get your fucking vote and not hold their fucking word. We've seen this in our
time again.
Just from speaking from experience, me and Jesse were just
I ran for office 3 times for those that just tapping in. I ran for city council at large, mayor, and House District 8. Go ahead, Lady Che.
What I'm saying is we've seen this with other politicians running for office in different areas where they came to our Black community events, Black community spaces, where it's allegedly supposed to be Black people only.
And them OTBs is all in the room.
OTBs, whites, that came in there and started pandering and with the pleasantries and lying. Bold-faced lying, even though you know damn well you ask them, can we hold you accountable? They'll say bold-facedly yes and not stand on shit. And they'll get into office because you'll believe in it, because that's what happens. And we're all guilty of it. And they won't have our best interests at heart. They won't even hold their fucking word. They'll find a way to meander around it, bullshit, beat around the bush, blame it on some shit, say take time, whatever excuse they come with. That's not intangible. That's not intangible. I feel like we need to get a fucking blood oath and a fucking signature.
Shout out to Twin.
The thing is that right now anybody they'll say whatever to get in to an office. And it's not our best interest. We need more FBA that are solid, paperwork right, they're good in the yard, they're actually good. We need them to start, we can start putting our own people up. However, we gotta vet them too. Betting is, everybody else act like I'm such an asshole, but I do like the worst. I'm like the best better. Nothing get bad. I will bet the fuck out of somebody. It took forever. But that it's serious because the what we're doing right here, the Black agenda, reparation, and all the facets that go with it, are so serious that we're doing this for the next generation. That be pre-programmed, pre-groomed, and lay down our straight. So we have to be able to leave them something, and we're better leaving with the legacy and motherfucking reparations. In all its facets. Hold your vote. It doesn't matter. Hold your vote. Okay, they have to take it seriously. The Democrats, the Republicans, they all gotta take it seriously.
Independents.
You know what I mean? Hold your vote. And actually, do more research. I say that too because that's tangible. Hold your vote like hold your swiller.
And what the ladies do.
Ladies like you hold your chair at night. You know what I mean? It's that serious. Sit on the motherfucking couch. If it doesn't suit you, it's not in your best interest. As a foundational Black American in your city.
That's right.
Don't do it because all you're doing is helping out them and we already know if we haven't learned anything this season, whites got buyer's remorse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
They want it both ways, all ways, and they can't have it that way. So if we run the yard, we're in charge. We need to stand on it because they right now are just doing the most.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if we want our vote to matter. We want tangibles. We're demands. We're making demands. We're not asking.
Right.
We're telling.
That's right, crew. Tangibles forever.
Right.
Cut the
We're
check.
not asking. We're telling.
Right.
We're demanding. That means there's no such thing as an ask anymore.
Yep,
Asking means no. Telling means yes. That's how power is taken.
Right.
Right. So, just know that your vote is worthy of something, and it's worthy of tangibles, and it's actually worthy of what you're demanding. If not for you, do it for your children.
Right.
So, that's what I gotta say about that.
Okay, thank you, Lady Che. All right, Shabaka, what are your thoughts on the tangibles?
Cut the goddamn check. You know, you're right about it. It's because it is a debt that is owed. It's not a handout. You know what I'm saying? It's not sitting at a lunch.
What is the amount up to, Shabaka?
Okay, we up to the $6 trillion. In other words, just give us the whole goddamn Federal Reserve Bank. Fuck the bullshit.
Yeah.
Just leave it, guess everything.
Yeah. Give back everything you stole. How about that?
Yeah, exactly. It's because and then hopefully this stupid bastard is out here hearing me right now. There was some son of a bitch that came up there and said that we don't deserve reparation.
Yeah, that damn troll the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, let the motherfucker come back. Is because if it wasn't for our free labor here,
right.
that you sons of bitches did, well, you capitalized very greatly off in 3 industries: sugarcane,
punk ass Mark.
clothing. Okay,
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, Mark. Okay, yeah, Mark. If you out there, bring your punk ass up here. Okay, and then not to mention the fact that our free labor contributed greatly to the gross national product of this country, if not this whole goddamn hemisphere. Then not to mention the gross national product that it helped with France, England, the place where them goddamn Boers is from, the Netherlands, the Belgians. You see what I mean? The Portuguese, the Spaniards. You know what I'm saying?
Transatlantic slave trade, but yeah, all of that did pay for Europe.
Oh, yes, sir, it did. You say, and it built up the gross national product for those countries, including this one. What is the gross national product for those who don't know? The gross national product is the total amount that was spent on goods and services in any given point of time, rather if it be a year,
there it is,
a century. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, crew is putting some here. Tobacco, sugar, cotton, then building. Okay, crew, architecture, engineering, science, patents, culture, farming, and navigation.
Yeah.
Okay, navigation. So therefore, also too, a shout out to the memory of Ms. Bessie Coleman, you know, who was the first Black woman aviator. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, the goddamn airline industries, you motherfuckers, we need to get in your pocket also. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. And Crew says here, deserve to earn by service, to be worthy of something due, either good or evil, to merit, to be entitled to. And these are entitlements that we're entitled to. You say, so for all you trolls, you know, I'll put the link right here, and I'm in a foul, fucked up mood, so, you know, I want to cuss me out some trolls.
Hell cussed out.
Don't do it.
Huh?
I said, trolls beware. You're going to get smooth the hell cussed out.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And then, if you don't want to step up here, you see what I'm saying, and then go shit on yourself because your motherfuckers is troglodytes anyway, and you didn't believe in washing your nasty, funky, stinking ass.
Still don't, Shabaka. They still don't.
Damn, boy, that's bad, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, man. Ugh.
Yeah,
man, make me want to find.
Black family. The moral of the story is tangibles. Demand something tangible for your vote. That's something that's real. That's something with substance. That's something you can count, measure, feel with your own hand. The opposite of symbolism. No more symbol.
Exactly.
No more, the first black this, the first black that. No, we want tangible, lineage-based policy. If they're not don't waste your time voting for them, local, state, and federal level.
Yeah. See, and then the cold part about it is that you all are sitting up here talking about, oh, we should forget about it. Oh, that was so long ago. Now, to quote the dude out the Charlie Brown cartoon.
Yeah.
Hey, dear Nabiscos, if I was to bust you in your motherfucking mouth and knock out all your teeth, are you going to forget that?
No.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? And then, not to mention the fact that when they say that we talk about this, oh, well, you guys are full of hate.
Yeah, they do. They do. That's where Stinky Bird is from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Stinky Bird is not an African. He is a Boer. To quote the words of Jacques Chirac.
That's why we got to retire that African American term, Shabaki. That has to go with Jesse. That has to go with Mr. Jesse.
Yeah, and you're gonna love the next bit of information I came across. You're gonna love this. But first, I must read this. This here's the former president of France. We bled Africa for 4.5 centuries. We looted their raw materials. Then we told lies that the Africans are good for nothing. And in the name of religion, we destroyed their culture.
Everywhere. The Africans, Shabaka, they do it to the Americans. They did it to the Asians. They did it everywhere they went. The Australians, everywhere. The New Zealanders, the Tasmanians. They killed off all the Tasmanians.
Yeah. And then let me continue with this here. I agree with everything that you said. Okay. The president of France, Rene Chirac, and after being made rich at their expense, we now steal their brains through miseducation and propaganda to prevent them from enacting black retribution against us. This is why we created the hashtag resurrection of the mental dead.
Yeah. So let me put it up. Hashtag resurrection of the mental dead.
Yes, sir. You say, so therefore, trolls, where you at, you know what I'm saying? And if you can't stand this heat, just come up here and say you can't stand the heat. And when you start coming up here with name calling and talking stupid, we got this wrench right here to bop it upside your head and say, oops, upside your head. Say, oops, upside your head. And the nightstick will glide gracefully upside your head.
This is sister talking about how nasty they are.
Now, it's okay. The main reason is the hygiene. Today, I saw some woman coming out of the bathroom. I'm starting to hate the Netherlands. I moved to Amsterdam 6 years ago. When I first moved here, I loved it. Now, it's okay. The main reason is the hygiene. Today, I saw some woman coming out of the bathroom.
What in the hell did you expect?
An article came out saying that the Netherlands has the literal worst hygiene in the entire continent of Europe. And you can smell the people. I'm fucking sick of it. You can fix this immediately. I'm from the United States. I'm African.
Right,
there's a whole bunch of problems in those places. Okay, we have guns. We have a terrible politician. We have inflation. We have fluoride in the water. But what America and Africa and Asia and Arab countries don't have is stinky people that think washing their hands is optional, that think, oh, I didn't sweat today, I don't have to take a shower. That's why all y'all smell like poop. Most people here smell like poop and dirty clothes and unexfoliated skin. I didn't even know what sinuses were till I moved here because people would bike by and for 30 seconds, my sinuses would be burning. A lot of times I don't even go to the gym that much. I work out at home because I can't stand the smell. I'm a DJ. I've had to cut my sets early and leave parties early because of the stench in the room. This is something you can fix immediately. You should only be wearing your clothes twice before washing them. You need to shower every day, even if you think you didn't sweat, and you need to scrub your body or you're going to smell like dead skin cells. You're going to smell sour. You're going to smell like poop because if you use the bathroom, you're going to smell like poop and pee, even if you didn't sweat today. You need to fucking shower. I can't do it anymore. I'm sick of my sinuses burning all the time. Today I went to a restaurant. I think I'm going to get a burger. They don't have anywhere to wash your hands. How does a restaurant, in the United States, you're going to get closed down if you don't have a place place for people to wash their hands. You can go to Africa, any country in that entire continent. There may not be lights on the roads may not be paved, but there's going to be a fucking bidet in every single bathroom, and there's going to be a place for you to wash your hands. A lot of the times, the waiters will bring you like the water and the soap and let you wash your hands at the table. Like, I don't understand why people, and another thing too, Europeans always deflect. If you bring this up, well, you guys have guns, or like, it doesn't matter. Learn to take the criticism, babes. America's problems are systemic. Yeah. Africa's problems are systemic. They're going to take multiple generations to fix those problems. We can fix your hygiene problem today. The plague only existed in Europe for this reason. It is ruining my life. The smell of people, I can't do it anymore. Please shower every day and scrub your ass.
I agree, sister. Thank you.
Pretty much. That's the
I'm starting to hate.
That's pretty much the crux of it. And as you pointed out a few months ago, Brother Che, they thought that it was a sin to wash the nasty, funky ass.
It was a sin to get naked and cleanse yourself. That's what the Roman Catholic Church said.
My.
All right. Okay, so is that your closing thoughts on the tangible, Shabaka?
Yes, sir. It is a debt that is owed.
Yeah.
It's a debt. Wish the hell we could slap a lien against every goddamn corporation in this motherfucking country for it.
Right. See, it's correct. It's correct. That is the cause of the plague. Yeah.
Okay, what video was this, crew?
That's the one he's talking about.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You know, hell, you know, I shower every damn day. You know what I'm saying? Every damn.
He said for sure. Oh, we forgot to shout out everybody out in the chat, Shabaka. So we got Breeze Omega in the chat. We got Daniel Sports Talk in the chat. We got Swim.
Greetings.
Goddess Nabi in the chat.
Greetings.
Robo. We got Crew. We got Kahari.
Oh, okay.
Everyone.
Okay. Yeah, shout out, salute. And the thing is, people, now here's a question for you people. Now, what man is gonna lay down with a woman?
I'm sorry, Mac. I forgot you, Mac.
Oh, we got Mac 285 in the building tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, Mac. Okay. Now, hey, Breeze. Okay, so what woman? No, I'm sorry, gentlemen. What man, okay, is gonna lay down with a woman with bad hygiene?
A nasty
woman.
A nasty man or a nasty woman.
Yeah, and then on top of that as well, too, what woman, what woman is gonna lay down with a man that don't wash his ass or his balls? You know what I'm saying?
Nasty broad.
Yeah, and then like Red Fox made an album one time, and it's called "You Gotta Wash Your Ass."
So did Tariq. Tariq made a song called "Wash Your Ass."
Yeah. Okay. Crew is saying Red Joker told the Tether, "Shouldn't you be digging for blood diamonds or for our PS6 and iPhone computers? A dog, they will bang." Anything on both sides. Cats, they always washing themselves.
Always.
You see what I'm saying? Say that's cats. Yeah. Now, glad you brought that up, Breeze Omega, because I was talking with some bastard today. Okay. And this son of a bitch is gonna tell me that we're no good for nothing, like Renee Chirac said, right? I said, say, man, at the time that you troglodytes was troggling in your caves and shit like that, we were building pyramids. We had sanitation in ancient Kemet.
Yeah, we had it
of
over
course,
here.
And then we had, the founders of medicine, I believe, Imhotep. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
It's an Imhotep, yeah.
Yeah, we had navigation. You see what I'm saying? Okay.
And then Jesus.
Okay. And then we cannot forget about our man Mansa Musa. You see what I'm saying? who ruled the Songhai Empire. Now, Hollywood, as you know, they always bend the truth on anything because that's how they make their money, by selling movies. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And then, of course, as we do know, is that all that land around Beverly Hills, Hollywood, and what have you was owned by a black woman at one time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And then, not to mention, our brother Oscar Mashore, who revolutionized movie making with the you know, the motion and action, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you know, filming, you know, like running stagecoaches, running horses, things of that nature right there. You think they got a star to Oscar Mashore on HB? No. You know what I'm saying? Down at infamous Walk of Shame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to move on, Shabaka. We got to move on to the next topic.
All right.
So continue to amass something tangible for your bold Black family all the way between now and 2100. We're not letting up. This is just the beginning. This is the year and a decade of tangibles. Continue to amass something tangible at the local, state, and federal levels. So moving along, we have the assassination of Malcolm X, which occurred 61 years ago on this date.
Yes, sir.
I got two clips actually lined up in regards to this. The first one's about the assassination, and the second one is the known story about the assassination.
Okay.
On the afternoon of February 21st, 1965, hundreds of people are heading to the Audubon Ballroom in New York to attend a gathering that will mark the history of the United States.
Harlem, man, Harlem, which is in New York.
It is 3:00 p.m., and everyone has come to listen to a man, an icon of African American rights. Malcolm X steps onto the stage in front of more than 400 people. This assembly is intended to introduce his movement, the Organization of Afro-American Unity. In the hall are his close associates, his wife, and his children. Malcolm then begins his speech with his traditional greeting, but suddenly, two young black men seated in the center of the room stand up and start arguing. One of them shouts, "Get your hand out of my pocket." Malcolm, surprised, asks them several times to calm down. And that's when everything changes. Another man, this time seated in the middle of the front row, climbs onto the stage and suddenly pulls out a sawed-off shotgun from under his coat. He then aims at Malcolm and fires. Several small lead pellets from the shotgun shell are projected toward Malcolm's torso. According to autopsy reports, between 6 and 7 lead pellets hit his chest. This attack will cause the most damage. Due to the force of the impact, Malcolm is thrown backwards and crashes onto the floor. As he collapses, the two other assailants who had previously created the diversion rush toward him and also open fire, one with a .45 caliber pistol and the other with a Luger. In the confusion that follows the shooting, one of the two men, the one who had used the .45 caliber pistol, tries to flee through one of the exits of the hall.
The shotgun was
a
sawed
member of
off,
Malcolm's
crew.
security team then shoots him in the left thigh, immobilizing him and causing him to fall to the ground. As he falls, the shooter drops his weapon, his .45 caliber pistol, and is pinned to the ground, beaten by the crowd, then handed over to law enforcement. However, the two other shooters manage to escape from the hall by taking advantage of the general panic. One escapes through one of the side exits, while the other manages to flee through the back of the women's lounge without being stopped. Malcolm's body is subsequently taken to the hospital, where his death is announced. In total, about 21 bullets hit him, mainly in his chest and arms. Recapping everything we know so far. 3 people shot Malcolm X. 2 managed to escape, and the third person was arrested by one of Malcolm's security agents and handed over to law enforcement. The arrested suspect is named Thomas Hagan, a former member of the Nation of Islam, the organization in which Malcolm X had once been active. Although he refused to say who his accomplices were, witnesses nevertheless gave the police sufficient descriptions to lead to the arrest of 2 people, Muhammad Abdulaziz and Khalil Islam, both also members of the Nation of Islam. Given his arrest on the spot, Thomas Hagan pleaded guilty but maintained that neither Aziz nor Khalil were involved in the assassination of Malcolm X. For decades, Aziz and Khalil always proclaimed their innocence, supported by witnesses close to Malcolm X. Nevertheless, the three men were sentenced to life imprisonment after a joint trial. In 2021, after many years of fighting to prove their innocence, Muhammad Abdulaziz and Khalil Islam were exonerated, revealing that crucial elements of the investigation had been ignored or concealed. Indeed, several testimonies and pieces of evidence were hidden, and inconsistencies in the security arrangements of that 25th of February only fueled doubts. For example, on the day of the assassination, police presence was unusually reduced outside the Audubon Ballroom. Normally, nearly 24 officers are requisitioned, but that day, according to testimonies, only 2 police officers were on site. Another dark aspect of this case is the enigmatic disappearance of the Luger pistol. As we know, 3 weapons were used during the assault. First, the sawed-off shotgun, which did the most damage, loaded with 12-gauge shells.
Well, you're right about that.
Followed by the Colt M1911, used by Thomas Hagan, equipped with 45 caliber bullets. And finally, the infamous Luger pistol, firing 9mm bullets, which was found after the attack and requisitioned by the police. The problem is that it mysteriously disappeared from the evidence and was never mentioned in subsequent NYPD reports. These missing elements and the questions they create raise a crucial issue. Why did so many people want Malcolm X dead to the point of assassinating him? The story of Malcolm X really begins in 1946, when he is incarcerated at the age of 21 for a burglary. In jail, he discovers the Nation of Islam, a religious movement advocating the superiority of blacks and the complete rejection of whites, led by Elijah Muhammad. In 1952, upon his release from the penitentiary, Malcolm, thanks to his charisma and eloquence, quickly becomes one of the most influential spokesmen of the organization. Over time, his relationship with Elijah Muhammad deteriorates until his departure from the group. In 1964, he thus founds his own movement, the Organization of Afro-American Unity, OAAU, based on more inclusive and less radical ideas. He does not describe his movement as non-violent, but as peaceful, while reserving the right to defense in case of attack. Malcolm becomes increasingly influential, and the FBI considers him a threat. Malcolm is then seen as a traitor by the Nation of Islam, and its leader, Elijah Muhammad, wants him dead. As proof, this FBI document recounts a telephone conversation between him and a leader of the Boston Mosque.
The only way to stop him was to get rid of him, the way Moses and the others did their bad ones. With these hypocrites, when you find them, cut their heads off.
In addition, a week before his death, 3 bombs are thrown at his house in Queens, triggering a fire while he and his family are inside. No one is injured, but this event marks a turning point in Malcolm's life, who considers himself a dead man. The night before his assassination, Malcolm stays at the Hilton Hotel in New York under a pseudonym. Devastated by the arson, he takes a sedative and falls asleep. His rest is, however, interrupted by the loud ringing of the telephone. "Wake up, Mr. Small," says the caller before hanging up. This call is worrying because only his wife and 2 close collaborators knew where Malcolm planned to stay that night. Despite everything, Malcolm still goes to the fateful gathering at the Audubon Ballroom, where he will be assassinated a few hours later. Just like the Nation of Islam, the FBI also considers Malcolm a threat. And this letter sent to J. Edgar Hoover, the director of the FBI, testifies to the concern shared by some citizens.
Dear Mr. Hoover, are we doing anything to curb the activities of the Black Muslim leader, Malcolm X? Aren't his ideas somewhat on a parallel with those of Adolf Hitler? Why isn't this hateful man stopped now before it's too late?
In truth, the FBI had already begun to monitor Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam since 1950 through its COINTELPRO program. The objective of the program was to prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist groups by destroying them from within and especially to prevent the rise of a messiah figure, a role that Malcolm was beginning to embody at that time. How did the FBI go about trying to dismantle his movement? Get ready, because this is where it gets interesting. And this modus operandi is actually what allowed the FBI to eliminate several similar groups.
I think
The first strategy consists of creating dissensions within the group, here between the Nation of Islam and Malcolm. In this declassified FBI document, we discover that factional disputes between the Nation of Islam and Malcolm had been created by the FBI. The division discussed earlier did not occur by chance, but was deliberately influenced by the FBI to discredit the movement in the eyes of the black population. We thus enter into the second strategy used by the FBI to bring down its enemies, wiretapping. Due to his break with the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X conducted most of his activities from his home, which aroused the FBI's interest in monitoring his actions. According to COINTELPRO documents, we now know that Malcolm had been wiretapped since March 1964, when he founded his own organization, the Muslim Mosque, INCO. The FBI wanted to monitor the creation and program of this new organization, fearing that it would become a source of problems.
I recommend that authority be granted to install a technical surveillance at the residence of Malcolm X, or at any address to which he may move in the future.
Wrote J. Edgar Hoover to the Attorney General to authorize the wiretap. In addition to telephone wiretapping, the FBI infiltrated Malcolm's entourage,
the Attorney General at that time was Robert
a member of
Kennedy.
his close security. His mission was to monitor Malcolm X and report his activities to the FBI and the New York Police Department. Although he was present during the assassination of Malcolm, Roberts was unable to prevent the attack. He later acknowledged in an interview having been aware of the threats against Malcolm, but his role as an infiltrator prevented him from intervening. Another infiltrated agent was Detective Raymond Wood, whose objective was to encourage leaders and members of civil rights groups to commit criminal acts. According to his posthumous letter, his superiors within the New York Police Department involved him in a plot to blow up the Statue of Liberty, which led to the arrest of 2 key members of Malcolm's security team.
It was my assignment to draw the 2 men into a felonious federal crime so that they could be arrested by the FBI and kept away from managing Malcolm X Audubon ballroom door security on February 21st, 1965.
In 2021, 2 of the 3 men convicted for the assassination of Malcolm X, Khalil Islam and Muhammad Abdul Aziz, were exonerated after crucial evidence was revealed after being concealed for decades, proving that they were not present during the assassination. Hagen had indicated that there were actually 5 people involved in the assassination, but the police never took his testimony into account and always promoted the version of 3 suspects. Eyewitnesses confirmed that there were indeed several shooters, and an FBI report mentions 4 armed men shooting at Malcolm X. Additionally, newspapers and testimonies also mention that after the attack, 2 men were immediately arrested, but the identity of the second individual, who was never tried, remains a mystery. Some suggest that he may have been an infiltrated agent who was quietly released. These revelations, combined with the involvement of infiltrated agents like Raymond Wood, show that police and federal forces not only influenced the investigation, but may have allowed the assassination of Malcolm X. As we have seen previously, the review of the trial of Muhammad Abdul Aziz and Khalil Islam led to the revelation of crucial evidence long concealed by the FBI. Contrary to the initial account, the involvement of at least 4 people is now confirmed, although Hagen mentions the participation of a 5th person. The individuals involved were all members of the Nation of Islam. There was Hagen himself, Leon Davis, William X, and finally, Wilbur. Regarding their exact positions during the assassination, here's what we know. Thomas Hagen and Leon Davis were seated in the front row on the center left side of the hall. Right behind them was William X in the second row. And finally, at the very back of the hall, Wilbur was tasked with creating a diversion to distract security. Contrary to what was believed for a long time, it was not Hagen who initiated the diversion. His main role was to shoot with a Colt .45 pistol, while Davis held the shotgun that dealt the fatal blow to Malcolm X. William is strongly suspected of having used the Luger pistol. It is now established, thanks to evidence and testimonies, that the Nation of Islam is responsible for the assassination of Malcolm X. However, limiting ourselves to this conclusion would neglect the crucial role of the FBI in this affair. Many pieces of evidence suggest that the FBI seemed informed of this assassination plot. The fact that they did not intervene continues to fuel theories.
think that's it. Yep, and the NYPD was involved in it. And shout out to his daughter. She's suing the mugs, but we'll get to that here shortly. What are your thoughts, Shabazz, on what I just played about the assassination of Malcolm X?
Yes, sir. I'm quite familiar with the assassination. I was 5 years old, going on 6 at the time. But the real question is, did Elijah give the order?
Yeah.
Okay. Next statement is that Muhammad Ali at that time, when he was, 64, he won the title from Liston, 65. Okay. Ali was traveling Africa. Okay. And I believe that the X-Man had came up to Ali and said, hey, man, I've been to Mecca, and, we got people of all colors over there, this, that, there, the other, right?
Cruz said that's a lie about the NOI killing him.
Huh?
Cruz said that's a lie about the NOI killing him.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm putting up there in the chat. The real question is, did Elijah give the order? There's no evidence saying that he did. Okay. Right. Dick Gregory had pointed out, Brother Che, and we did that when he had said in his lecture is that the rounds that killed Malcolm came from a downward angle as opposed to an upward angle.
Yeah. Melissa,
you know what I'm saying?
Justice said, I cannot believe anything the FBI says. That's right, Melissa. I don't believe nothing the FBI says either.
Right, because what did old J. Edgar Hoover say with his moist ass, to quote our man, who's our brother back there, use that term moist, is that breeze? Yeah. Okay. J. Edgar Hoover said that the mere organization of Negroes was a threat to national security.
Just rather
if it was NOI, rather if it was SCLC, you know what I'm saying? Rather it was Black Panther Party, you know what I'm saying? So we got a whole lot of unanswered questions of that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, Black Panther Party, as we all know, and its founding principles was based on X, okay, because Newton had stated in his autobiography that he used to see X speak up there at UC Berkeley, okay. So Newton said he loved the ideas, but he did not want to bring in the concept of a religion into it. Now, this is what Dr. Newton stated in his autobiography, Revolutionary Suicide, okay. But as Hoover said, just the mere organization of Negroes, repeat, just the mere organization of Negroes is a threat to national security. Yeah. Why the hell you think, man, when they had the epidemic, they put it off in the Black community. Then all the turf wars had started. You see what I'm saying? You see what I mean? Just like the brother Tony Pico, who was trying to make a truce between the red faction and the blue faction in Los Angeles. You see what I'm saying? He comes up dead after the party in '92. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the party.
Yeah. So,
sorry, Shabazz. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think it was fucked up. It's a travesty. And the fact that I think that the fact that there was all these theories when there should have just been straight facts.
Right.
Who shot who, what angle, period. And why they had to go looking for somebody when the motherfuckers are right there. You know what I mean? The fact is that they looked at him as a threat because they didn't fucking understand Black nationalism either.
Yeah.
How many interviews did he do where he was getting cut off by the white man?
Too many.
You know what I mean? Where he's trying to explain his position. They're trying to cut him off or sway it a different way. He's getting flustered, trying to keep it,
professional,
eloquent. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's messed up. It's messed up. But also too, on some level, he knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're plotting on him. People even close to him were plotting on him. There's a lot of shit. So I just think that it was messed up, and that we lost him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he was 39 years old, the same age I am right now.
And then now, like nowadays, whenever we're talking about stuff, people like to throw him up in our face and act like he's he's tethered. He's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even if that was the case, he sure did contribute a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was the first clip.
Yeah.
I got another one. It's a whole documentary. I think it's in French, but it's in English, so it's dubbed in English. Okay, thank you, Lady Che. I'm gonna play this next one.
Harlem, New York City.
A tether is basically a foreign coon. Melissa. It's a foreign coon, so I mean that's the best way to personify it. It's foreign coon. I don't know. She's been tapping in. It's like the second or third time she tapped in. So shout out to her for coming back. Yeah, tether is a foreign coon, basically.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
February 21st, 1965. It is 3 p.m. In the middle of a political meeting, Malcolm X is shot 16 times. A few minutes later, he is dead. He is 39 years old. For almost a year, he has known he is at risk from his former comrades in the Nation of Islam.
Yeah, they shot him in front of his wife and kids.
On this day, they silenced the voice of freedom for millions of African Americans.
We declare our right on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day.
Yeah, and that's one of many names we call him: a sellout, a coon, raccoon, turncoat, a traitor. The list goes on and on.
Okay, and also too, Melissa St. Justice, how did you hear about us?
Yeah.
Or just say if I'm saying it right.
I think she found us in the algorithm. She's on the phone. She's on one of the vertical lives.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, and I'm just asking the people, man, who's checking us out, asking them how they heard about us, man. You know what I'm saying? To give us some feedback of where, the posted. Yeah, twin. Yeah, may rest in power. I saw the brother speak, man, when I was 3, and I didn't know who I was seeing, and I did not realize at 3 until years later that I'm up there witnessing history.
She said, "I just found you on the phone." Yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay, where on the phone? There's a reason why I'm being specific, okay, is because if it's something that we're doing of how we market it is, we need to know the source so we can continue to spread this platform, okay, to keep it.
I already did that. You're late.
Listen to what I'm saying.
You're late. Already
Just
did.
hear me out. Just hear me out.
Did that, though.
Just hear me out, though. Just hear me out, real quick. Like, just asking simple, those kind of questions, just lead me to believe that you're not hip to what's going on in New Black Media.
She might not be.
And so,
well, maybe we can bring her up to speed.
No.
She said she's like on the live.
Yeah. See, that's how she found us.
Right. So, just curious.
Okay. Is it the live from StreamYard or is it the live from YouTube?
No, I think she's FBA.
How you know, cuz?
Because we asked her these questions 3 days ago. You're late. You're late. We asked her all these questions days ago.
So what? Yeah. This is curious because then we would have to be telling we just call it gatekeeping.
We already asked her these questions, though. That's what I'm saying. You're late. We already did this like 3 days ago. She's new, but she's not that new. She done tapped into at least 3 episodes.
And we're asking what tethers are.
Okay, she just wanted a clarification.
Which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary.
Malcolm, to me, is the closest thing to a God walking the earth, if you can understand. Malcolm redeemed the racial integrity of African Americans. Malcolm gave us our human beingness back.
But the most important thing that Malcolm did is that he made us eradicate the fear that we walked in.
Oh, Sonia Sanchez, yeah, she was a big-time author there in
they had to keep us afraid.
Harlem.
Malcolm taught us. He said he ain't nothing but a white man.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't no tree, he ain't no mountain. He's just a white man. Yeah. And if cut, he bleeds just like you. If he farts, he stinks just like you. But he has made an artificial world in which you will bow down to him. He said that.
Okay, so you found us on the YouTube mobile chat. Okay. All right.
May 21st, 1964, 9 months before his assassination. The most controversial black leader in American history returns from a pilgrimage to Mecca.
Well, I'm a Muslim. Islam is my religion. And it's my intention to try and spread Orthodox Islam among the Afro-American community and people, period, in this country, because I think it's the only thing that creates brotherhood.
Do you feel that your message, apparent message of love that you brought back from Islam is the real reason they're after you, because you're not hating as hard as they want you to?
Well, I never did hate anybody hard.
I never hated anybody hard. These few words in the mouth of Malcolm X have the effect of a bombshell. The American press prepares their biggest headlines. The priest of black pride no longer hates the white folks. And yet he has plenty of reasons to hate American society. Born Malcolm Little in 1925, he grows up in a country where blacks are still Negroes. In the North, the American dream ends on the frontiers of the black ghettos. In the South, apartheid is openly declared, and lynching is a recreational activity.
In America, they called it segregation. But it was legal apartheid. Blacks in America
Apartheid is a
were not
Dutch
allowed
word.
to shop in the same stores with white Americans. We could not eat in the same restaurants. We could not sit in the same bus terminals or the same air terminals. If an African American was walking down the sidewalk and a white American was coming down the sidewalk, the African American would have to step off into the gutter to let the white American go by.
Shit, well, they just would have been whooping
That's
my
ridiculous.
ass.
That's sick, but that was America.
Malcolm X comes from a family of militants and soon discovers the prize of not playing Uncle Tom.
Malcolm in his
grandfather
hustler
was
days,
threatened
Detroit
by
Red.
the Black Legion, who was a white racist organization. He was hung. He broke the branch. They put him on the train tracks. They cut him in half, severed him, not completely.
Later on,
He wasn't dead, so they shot him. When my grandmother tried to claim the insurance, they wouldn't give it to her because they said he committed suicide and she had to prove he was murdered, which was
His
not
mother's
going to
name
happen
was Louise.
to white men in the 1930s in Michigan. She had a nervous breakdown. The state institutionalized her and separated the younger kids, one being my father.
Right.
Early in life, Malcolm is a rebel and soon a delinquent. A drug user and burglar, he is sentenced to 8 years in prison for breaking and entering. Once inside, he is drawn to a sectarian African-American splinter group known as the Nation of Islam, a strange mix of Muslim religious ideas and hocus-pocus mysticism. The leader, Elijah Muhammad, presents himself as the messenger of Allah. The kingdom of heaven is nigh, and the white demon will soon return to oblivion. The black man is superior being who ruled the world.
Mr. Muhammad taught that most of the Bible was prophecy, not history. It was things that prophets saw were going to happen
in the future. Yeah.
And Malcolm accepted that concept of religion. He saw himself prophetically as Paul. He saw Mr. Muhammad as Jesus. And because of this, he acted with a strength, a force, and a surety that an ordinary person could not use.
Malcolm travels the country, preaching his gospel and developing the organization. Donnie Williams and Harold Hyman, two former Nation of Islam members, recall the early days in Philadelphia.
This is the house he lived in when he moved in here. We met him at the train station coming from New York, and we brought him from the train station. We brought him right in here, you see. And this is where he stayed. Malcolm, when it came to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and very seldom would he even use the name without using the title of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So he was really dedicated to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and he was really dedicated to making as much progress as possible and
to uplift the African Americans.
Bringing the Honorable Elijah Muhammad forward to the American public.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad's son called Malcolm the perfect follower.
That's correct.
The perfect follower.
That is correct.
In the 1950s, the arrival of Malcolm X does not go unnoticed among the various political and civil rights organizations, effectively fronted by Martin Luther King. But for Malcolm X, King and his clique are a bunch of bourgeois nobodies who have sold out to the white establishment. He wants to change the world. When Luther King speaks about nonviolence, Malcolm X advocates self-defense. When Luther King dreams of equality and integration within white society, Malcolm X prunes political and economic independence. The spokesman for the Nation of Islam proposes complete racial separation and the creation of an independent black state. In the ghettos, Malcolm X becomes a spokesman for revenge.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that God now is about to establish a kingdom on this earth based upon brotherhood and peace. And the white man is against brotherhood and the white man is against peace. History on this earth has proved that. Nowhere in history has he been brotherly toward anyone. The only time he's brotherly toward you is when he can use you, when he can exploit you, when he can oppress you, when you will submit to him. And since his own history makes him unqualified to be an inhabitant or a citizen in a kingdom of brotherhood, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that God is about to eliminate that particular race from this earth.
I was in a civil rights organization, and the first time we heard Malcolm speak, everyone said racist.
The first time I went to the mosque, I almost peed in my pants. I was so scared. I said, the FBI, somebody's going to come in here and arrest all of these people.
And I said, I'm going to go up and say something to him. So I'm so short, I was able to get through the crowd. And I came through his bodyguards, and I tapped, his back was to me, and I tapped him on the back. I said, Mr. X, I said, I don't agree with most of what you said, but I thank you for it. But there are some things that I agree with, but I didn't agree with most of the things that you said. And he looked at me with those amazing eyes that pierced your brain in such a way that you were startled by it, or pierced your eyes, or pierced your heart. And he said, one day you will, my sister.
White America soon puts a face to the rebellious voice of the ghettos. Malcolm Little becomes Malcolm X.
What is your real name?
Malcolm X.
Is that your legal name?
As far as I'm concerned, it's my legal name.
Would you mind telling me what your father's last name was?
My father didn't know his last name. My father got his last name from his grandfather, and his grandfather got it from his grandfather, who got it from the slave master. The real names of our people were destroyed during slavery.
You heard of Malcolm X every day on the radio, on the television, in the newspaper. Because he had mastered using the media, Malcolm was able to articulate a view that says, we will not stand by quietly for apartheid and tyranny to be exercised upon our people.
And yet in May 1964, on returning from Mecca, Malcolm X adopts a new standpoint. He embraces a new vision of the world and the relations between races, far removed from the Nation of Islam.
So gradually, my father saw true Islam, Asians, Europeans, Africans, all sitting together. And he could actually sit with these people and not feel resentment. And he made his Hajj, and it changed his life completely. He finally saw what the world was. And it wasn't just a civil rights issue between blacks and whites in America. It was a human rights issue.
But is this a veritable revelation? Or as a wily tactician, does he have another agenda?
Brother Malcolm was not an idiot. He knew that black people could not function in a world all by themselves. He knew that you needed to form alliances with other people.
Biggest mistake we ever made.
I don't believe that Malcolm would have ever changed to the point where he would have accepted white people as people who could be trusted.
Good
Alliances and trust. Malcolm X certainly needs them in May 1965. He returns to the USA to find himself isolated. He therefore seeks to create a new network of influence to develop his own movement, the Organization for African American Unity.
After he had the press conference, him and Abdullah Razak went downtown and got an office space in Teresa Hotel. The office space was actually on the second floor. He says in his press release that he still believed that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's solution was the best solution for Africa.
They fucking with the stream, y'all. Fair use. I mean, I already did the damn fair use, but I guess I'll do it again. Fair use, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research.
African American, and that was separation, that he's going to work with whoever, whenever, and however he possibly can.
He finds support from a number of newly independent African nations. His aim is to unite all the black peoples of Africa and America against Western oppression.
They say that the most powerful bloc in the UN are the African Asian bloc. These are the poor nations. Yet they carry more weight in this political body than the nations do who have all the money. Why? Because no matter how wealthy America is, it only has one vote. You and I have to look at this and understand this, that the ballot is as powerful as the bullet. At least they're both important. And if you don't use the ballot, you're going to have to use the bullet.
I gotta wait.
Well, that's what the Black Panthers did.
The new Audubon Ballroom. This is the Audubon Ballroom after it was renovated. This is the place where he used to hold his meetings. And most times the meetings was on Sundays. At least be 500 to 600 people each time that Malcolm would come to speak. And the energy was really exciting, especially for us who were members of the OAU and Muslim Mass Incorporated at that point. And especially also when he brought people out like Mohammed Babu, who was the leader of the revolution, and Zanzibar.
His reputation soon extends well beyond the United States. Ironically, the isolated and independent Malcolm X becomes even more dangerous for his enemies. 2 months previously, he had broken with the Nation of Islam.
When did the things started to go bad in between Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X?
When Ronald Stokes was killed.
That was in Los Angeles.
April 27th, 1962, Los Angeles. Ronald Stokes is a disciple of the Nation of Islam. He is killed during a police check, shot down while his hands are in the air. The check is unlawful. The event causes a scandal at the time.
Mr. Muhammad said this and wrote this. He said, "You see these men? These are Muslims. These are the fruit of Islam. If you kill one of them, you must die. you must be murdered because they are the best of Islam.
There are widespread fears of escalating violence. True to his principles, Malcolm X visits the scene and warns the forces of law and order.
We do not endorse Martin Luther King's philosophy of turn the other cheek. We don't turn the other cheek to anyone. And it should be made known that anytime these brothers are attacked, when they know they're in the right, those brothers have the right to retaliate to the fullest extent of their ability with the help of our God.
But the Nation of Islam merely publishes a simple protest and discredits their own spokesman. Malcolm X, advocating retaliation, has to give in and turn the other cheek. For some, the timing is just right. A number of enemies within the Nation of Islam are concerned about his growing popularity.
Say, man, we just got hit with
He was
a
teaching
violation
or
from
speaking the
YouTube.
words of
I mean,
Elijah
from,
Muhammad. But if you ever look at Elijah Muhammad's speeches,
talking about.
he was a weak, feeble
Yeah,
man.
from
His speeches were
YouTube.
pretty lame. He was sickly, asthmatic, and he needed a speaker. Ergo, my father, charismatic, articulate, stunning, handsome.
Well, you got to
People
pause it
expect-
every now and again and make your commentary.
Yeah, because it's all over the place. What are your thoughts so far, crew, on what you just heard?
Well, I was just getting set up. But a lot of it, people like, I don't like how the host was saying, Malcolm was against Martin and Martin was against Malcolm. You see my picture right there. That's a real picture.
Right. Well, that's when they met in 1964.
Right. And if I move it up a little bit, hold on, give me a second.
Okay.
If I move it up, you can see they're shaking hands.
Yeah, they fucking with the stream heavy. I'm gonna be
You
able to
get me? You see they're shaking hands.
Yeah.
So it's not no, you know what I'm saying? Like they chilling.
Mm-hmm.
I think they both knew which arm they had to play, right?
Yeah, well, Shabaka be able to tell you even better because he lived it. Shabaka, were they enemies or were they friends?
Okay, what it was I thinking that they were friendly enemies is because there's this book called Martin, Malcolm, and America written by the author by the name of James Cone. Okay. Malcolm had made the statement when he wrote his autobiography, I do not expect to live long enough to read my autobiography in final print. There was a kitchen experience that Dr. King had where he was at home by himself, him and Coretta, and he was sitting in the kitchen, you know, praying to God because they both knew, like Malcolm told them when they met, that you both are dead men. And this is why Newton had came up with his autobiography, Revolutionary Suicide, because he told his followers in the Black Panther Party, he says that once you go on this path, there's no turning back and that you are doomed.
Yeah.
That took a lot of guts.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
keep in mind, at the same token, is that the heavyweight champion at that time, Muhammad Ali, had bumped into Malcolm in Ghana, I believe. Okay. So Malcolm had tried to tell Ali that, well, man, I took the Hajj and man, I saw people from all different colors and stuff like that. And Ali had told Malcolm, don't quarrel with Elijah Muhammad. Okay. Now, I'm quite sure the reason why Ali had said that, because as you know, when he was with the Louisville sponsoring group, right? Okay, because Ielda McChesnick told us this when we was on Blog Talk, Brother Che.
Shout out to Elder McKesnick.
Oh, yes, sir. And then he had stated that that Ali had told them, well, man, that, you know, they threatened to break my legs. And then Elijah says, well, they got legs too. You see? So the day after Ali had won the title from Liston, he says, I got a new manager. And then, of course, it was Elijah Muhammad's son, Herbert, you know, who was the manager of his career. And the rest is history, you know? And they backed up off of Ali.
Yeah.
See, and Ali had stated that in his autobiography in the middle chapter in The Greatest My Own Story. So, read it for yourself and you will see, what was told to him. And then that's when he came out the day after that. He had changed his name to Muhammad Ali shortly after he took the title from Liston. And then, of course,
lived through it, Shabaka. Did you say that they were friends or they were enemies?
I would say, man, that they were not exactly enemies, but they were not exactly friends. They pretty much had a mutual respect for each other, because even Dr. King had said prior to his assassination, when Malcolm had been dead for 2 years, I led our people into a burning house with integration.
Yeah, that's after he met with Malcolm, though. Prior to that.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying?
And then also, didn't King say something to the effect of like, y'all should deal with me because there's other people that ain't talking, basically. Yeah. Like, you should negotiate with me because these other niggas is finna just come and wreck shop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think they was like they was on code with each other.
Yeah.
They was playing good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Right. Now, the Black Panther Party, okay, where I argued with this woman, Brother Che, you're going to love this, okay? They embraced a Marxist doctrine, right? So I told this one woman, and I had to unfriend her because I said that Karl Marx stated that black people do not have the intellectual capacity to understand socialism. So this woman tells me I didn't know what I was talking about and blase this, blase that. So I said, look, lady, you're blocked. Okay, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Shit.
I lived it. Right.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And just by her conversation, I could tell that she was a youngin'. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I mean?
Shabaka ain't never too old to block a chick.
Nah, man, I was Crew. Okay, Crew, check this out. If you told me, hey man, Chicago snows, right?
It's snowing today. It was 60 degrees 2 days ago. It's snow outside right now.
Damn, you all are real cool because it's cold out here in this damn desert too.
I told you, I got my flip flops and I got my Timberlands in my car when I leave the house every morning.
Hell yeah, man, that's them boots, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting up in here freezing to death and got the fucking heat on. You know what I'm saying?
Man, look.
Goddess, you liked his name Cassius. No, sister, Goddess. Listen to me when I tell you this. Please, please, please change that statement. And I tell you who you should ask about his name Cassius. Why don't you ask Ernie Terrell or Floyd Patterson? They'll tell you what his name is.
Stop talking about so listed.
I'm just stating facts of what I've lived through. Ali beat the shit out of Ernie Terrell for calling